Hi everyone! So I've been getting some messages through my Instagram account asking how I started my Etsy and my experience as an online seller. So I thought this would be a good time to make a video on this topic, considering I just updated my Etsy a couple weeks ago. I just want to start out this video by thanking everyone who has supported me in this journey. As many people know, it isn't easy being an artist. Trying to sell your own work is something that is difficult in many ways, which can be a whole other video. But for now, thank you to everyone who has not only bought my art, but is sharing my posts, liking my videos, giving me a kind word. It means so much to me. It doesn't and never will matter to me whether you spend $2 on a sticker or $100 worth of pottery, or $0 just liking a video. Every little thing, big or small, truly means so much to me. So thank you so much. I started my Etsy May of 2019, so it's been a year now. In that year, I have done 2 updates in addition to my original set of listings, so 3 sets of work in total. Before May of last year, I had thought a lot about selling my work, but it was just a lot of self-doubt and negative self-talk that held me back from doing it. I was worried that my work wasn't good enough or that nobody would want to buy what I had made. I know this sounds terrible and negative, but that truly was my mindset that I had, and I know that it's the same for a lot of makers out there. Another thing that held me back from opening up an online shop was having no idea how to do it. I had no idea what anything was worth, and my crippling self-doubt did not help with that. I had mugs that sold for $20, originally set to be listed for $5 because that's what I truly believed the max someone would pay for my work was. This is still something that I struggle with because I want to be fair and accessible to a wide range of people. I didn't know where to begin when it came to having an online shop. I didn't know if I could even start an Etsy. I didn't know if there were requirements to have in place before you could sell online. The answer to that is no. Anyone can sell on Etsy and anyone can buy on Etsy. As of 2019, there were 2 million, yes, million sellers on Etsy. And even more than that, there are 39 million buyers. 39 million people buy items through Etsy. In 2018, Etsy's gross sales hit just about $4 billion, and I wouldn't be surprised if that number has grown in the past 2 years. So, the answer is yes, anyone can sell on Etsy, and out of the 39 million people who buy items through Etsy, one of them is bound to stumble upon your page and either favorite your shop or buy something. So the odds are on our side, I believe. For me, I made a bunch of sales locally when I first opened up shop, but it took me about 6 months before I made my first sale that was to a complete stranger. Before that, my sales consisted pretty much of people local to my town or people that I knew. Not every sale was a friend or family member, but I knew them one way or another. There's nothing wrong with that, and I'm incredibly grateful for the art appreciating community that I'm lucky enough to live in. But there is something different about someone somewhere else in the world finding your Etsy through a search, not knowing anything about you other than the image of your work, the description on your shop, and the reviews, of course. To learn more about Etsy and selling online, I started by watching YouTube videos, a big reason why I'm making this video. Because the videos I watched really helped me and gave me the advice and encouragement that I needed to start my own Etsy. Through these videos, I learned a lot about how to create a quality online shop. If I was going to do it, I wanted to do it well. Something that came up in every video was the importance of good photography. If you're going to start an Etsy, you're also going to become a photographer. You have to take your time and be mindful when you photograph and edit the images that you want to represent your work. This for me was not too hard of a task because I already was very familiar with photography. In fact, I was familiar with business in a way through my photography because aside from making pottery, I often am hired to do headshots, family photos, portraits, and I even have shot a wedding before, but never objects. Shooting objects is similar in ways, but also different than photographing people, but that also could be an entirely different video. Another thing that was mentioned and I agree with is creating an online presence. You are now a brand. You have an image you want to create for your work and yourself as a maker. I'm not saying be a different person or change yourself, but you want to present yourself in a friendly, kind way that is inviting and interesting. You don't want to be overbearing or come off unprofessional. Creating an aesthetic page, whether that be Facebook, Instagram, or other social media platforms, that is appealing and nice to look at, but also approachable. Questions are a big thing when it comes to having an online presence, especially when you sell. Customers want to know more about your work. You want to come off inviting so that these questions are asked in the first place. An unfriendly or intimidating page can scare potential customers, or for lack of a better word, fans or patrons away. And then answering these questions, it is important to be helpful and friendly. Be honest about your work. If there are any blemishes or imperfections, be open about that in your listing. For example, if I have a mug that has a glaze defect and it's still fully functional and safe to use, I'm going to list it, but I'm going to have that price reflect the issue and the description and photos, making it clear that there is an issue with the mug. Clear photos of the issue and a description to match it will save you from the issue of someone receiving something that is not what they thought. Another thing that I didn't know about and honestly intimidated me was shipping. I didn't know the first thing about buying shipping labels or even how much this sort of thing costs. Etsy makes this process a lot easier though, and was a big relief once I figured out the process. I ordered a bunch of 6x6x6 boxes from Amazon, and those fit most of my work, but if I needed it, I would find a large box and reuse it if I sold multiple items or a larger pot. Free shipping is great for those who sell small items and can fit in a flat rate or envelope, but for those like me who have heavier items that are large and have weight to them, offering free shipping does not always allow for much profit. What I do offer to my local customers is free personal shipping. I myself will play mailman and drop off their orders. I don't mind this. This allows me to see my customers and thank them in person. Right now, because of quarantine though, I'm unable to do that. I am doing personal delivery, but I haven't gotten to see them. I'm just dropping off their package on their porch and leaving a nice note. Something else about shipping is crucial, and that is packing. Packing orders should not be a rushed process for two reasons. Your packaging is the first thing that your buyer experiences when they receive the package. Not the work itself, but how you cared for it and the detail and care that went into it. Especially when mailing fragile items, it is important to package with bubble wrap, lots of newspaper, etc. With that being said, you could do all those things and something could still break. I've had an experience where a customer received their package and half of the order was shattered to bits, and I know the pot was packed well. I say this so that you know things happen. I felt terrible. It was right around Christmas. She had bought it as a gift for someone. I quickly sent another item of her choice, paid for one-day express shipping, and she received the new item without any breaks. I was probably more upset than she was about the whole thing. She was understanding and kind, but not everyone will be. How you respond is the important part. No matter your opinion on the matter, be kind. If I replied to her and said, "Well, it isn't my fault, I packed it really well," our conversation would have went a completely different direction, and I would most likely have gotten a terrible review. I chose to use Etsy as my selling platform because the aesthetic of it. To say I sell on Etsy sounded nice to me. That may not be the reason to pick Etsy, but it was enough for me to look into the logistics. Etsy offers extremely reasonable and low fees. They only charge 20 cents every 4 months for each listing, and they only take 5% commission of your sales and charge an averaging processing payment that is basically what it costs to run a credit card. So all in all, Etsy's a pretty great business partner. They don't ask for much. By the way, I get a lot of numbers and logistical information through the Etsy Seller Handbook. If you want to sell on Etsy, I recommend reading that. I also listen to podcasts and watch videos about selling on Etsy. I highly recommend that you gather knowledge. Knowing your platform is the most important step. So I applaud you for watching this video and starting that process. What I have said in this video isn't the set way on how to do things at all, but it has worked for me. I have had what I consider success for being a full-time student who also has a quote-unquote real job. Right now, things are small. I basically only sell my pottery, but I'm a painter with formal training and a big love for it. I have done commissions of that kind outside of Etsy, but I hope to expand my shop and sell original paintings and drawings, do more commissions through the site, as well as make prints of my work. I make a few sales here and there, but I'm happy and grateful and looking forward to the future. A future with a lot more making, a lot more listings, more art prints of paintings and drawings, stickers, a lot more informational podcast as well. I hope this video was helpful or was at least that little bit of encouragement that you needed in order to open your own shop. As always, comment any questions and I will be happy to answer what I can. Thanks for watching.